Back to the channel. We're going to be looking at how to retouch images in Capture One. So before taking it to Photoshop to do further adjustments, so let's quickly dive into the tutorial. First of all, I would like to adjust the skin tones. So go to the layer and create a new layer, and I'm going to create a new empty layer. And just for the case of just to affect the skin alone, I'm going to rename it skin and hit enter. I'm going to grab the magic tool brush and I'm going to select the part of the skin, all the skin tones rather. Alright, so I've selected part of the skin that I needed to adjust. So just in case, you can see that this part is not added, so you can actually hit M on the keyboard to view and hide the mask. Alright, so let's continue. I'm going to pick the eraser tool and make it bigger so I can remove it from where I don't remove the mask that are around there. So I'm just going to clean the marks from this side, maybe from the flowers too if there is any, and this one just a bit, something like that, and let's do a little bit from this place. Alright, I'm going to also remove it from the eyes just to preserve the makeup, and these two. Alright, so we're good. Now I'm going to go close the layer tab, go to the color editor. Under the color editor, we're going to go from basic to the skin tone. Let's hit M to hide the mask, and this is how the skin tone works. You pick the sampler tool, and I want the skin texture, all the skin texture, to look like this. I'm going to pick this side, and you can see that in the circle here, range is actually selected. Alright, so this is what we're going to do to unify the skin tones. Just go to the uniformity tab, increase the hue, and the more you increase, the more it looks the same. Increase the saturation as well, and you're going to see the difference of before and after. So let's take the saturation all the way up, and we have that. I'm going to take it back and increase the lightness a bit. Okay, so just for more uniformity, I'm going to take this one forward. If you take it backward, it begins to turn this kind of reddish feel. That's if you want to get the natural way it looks, but let's see before and after. So there's no much difference taking it backwards, so I'm just going to reset that and take it forward a little bit, and I'm going to leave it just like that. Let's take this forward a bit. Alright, so now I'm going to close and create another layer, and this time around I'm just going to select a few areas, create a new empty layer, and still I'm going to name it skin adjustment 2, skin 2, hit enter. I'm going to hit the magic brush tool and I'm going to select this part, hit M on the keyboard to view the selected area. I'm going to select here also, and it's going to add the selection to it. Alright, so now that we have those places, you can see, I'm going to grab the eraser tool and just erase it from the high places, erase it from here. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to hit M on the keyboard. Let's go to the exposure, and I'm going to brighten it up a little bit like that and close it. I'm going to go, let's open up the exposure and bring down the saturation a bit, -10. Okay, close, and go to the eye dynamic range. Let's increase the shadows, those areas, and here I'm going to take up the blacks, and we have that. Alright, so the rest we're going to do with frequency separation, either in Photoshop. Okay, so I'm going to close it, and let's work on the eyes. Create a new empty layer, and this time I'm going to name it high. He eyes, enter. Click on the max tool here. I'm going to use the magic. It's going to increase and paint on the eyes. Hit M on the keyboard to see where we're painting, so something like that. I'm going to zoom out and zoom in. Let's paint on the eyes like that. Okay, so let's erase it from the eyelashes, from the iris, just like that, and erase it from the Let's go down and let's see our teeth. So I'm gonna hit the button off, the max button, and I'm gonna add that to it. Click on the eraser and let's erase it a little bit. Just small, yeah, small. So something like that looks good. Okay, so now it's all looking red. I'll hit M on the keyboard to hide that, and let's go to the exposure and let's decrease the saturation. Yeah, so we'll decrease saturation just like that. You can as well increase the brightness if you want. I'm gonna leave it. Let's decrease the saturation a bit and go to the eye dynamic range. You can bring back the highlight and the white, take off the shadows and the blacks, so we have it like this, not too much. Alright, so after that, let's work on the lipstick. Okay, so now we're going to create another empty layer, empty adjustment layer. I'm going to select the max tool and select the lips. Alright, so selecting the lips, hit M on the keyboard and you see this selected. I'm going to hit the eraser tool, make it bigger and erase it from the side. Okay, alright, so hit M on the keyboard, same, to hide the mask, and let's go to the color editor. Go to the color editor, take the sample tool, and let's make the color look like this. It's going to select that range, and let's increase the uniformity and the saturation all the way up. Okay, and we have that. We can take it back to make it look more the way it is before. So taking it forward makes it looks like this, but taking it back makes it looks like this. So we can see a before and after. Not too much changes. Alright, so we can also click on select the magic brush tool, and we can add the makeup to it, and add this one to it as well. Okay, let's add the one below and add this one below. Right, so now calculating the mask. Okay, so we can hit M on the keyboard and remove it from the cheek, which is where we don't want to see it. Also going to remove it from the top part, and we have it like this. So hit M on the keyboard and it's going to hide it. Alright, so after that, I think there are a few things we need to do. The rest is going to be in Photoshop. Alright, so let's decrease the opacity